4, and I guess this is the 4th golden rule of being a platinum PA, at least as far as my small mind can comprehend. The personal relationship point is critical, and it's also at an emotional level as much as it's at a technical level. And let me explain this, because this is absolutely key. I would speak to Dahlia more than I speak to my wife, more than I speak to my mum, more than I speak to my chauffeur, more than I speak to anybody a day. That's fact. Now, when two people have got to be that intensely closely linked with each other, the truth is it's a bit like a relationship. It's a bit like a marriage, isn't it? And you will all know, with your partners at home, your boyfriends, your husbands, or your girlfriends, or your wives, whatever, for that matter, you will all know that the slightest thing you say, you don't say, a bit of a huff, a bit of a kerfuffle, or a compliment you should have paid when it shouldn't have been paid, can all have an impact on that relationship. You just walk away from the settee without a smile, and that might cause an issue with your boyfriend, right? So when you're that closely linked with someone and you're working with them 24/7, your entire emotional interaction, and I guess what I would call human equilibrium, is so critical that you've got to get it right. Sometimes just saying the wrong thing in the wrong place can take a couple of days to recover from. Not saying the right thing in the right space, interrupting when it's not the right time, speaking when it's the wrong time. It's really, really critical. Why? Because you're going to be around your CEOs literally day and night, at least on the phone, if not in the car, and if not at events and whatnot. And I tend to find that it's not just about an employer-employee relationship. It honestly is about being damn good friends. It honestly is about being able to read each other's minds. The amount of time mine goes off on a tangent when I'm on a 2-hour call with Dahlia, and she knows exactly what I forgot and brings it back to that point again to make sure we're constructively back on the road is phenomenal. The amount of times on the phone when I don't want her to talk because I just need a few seconds to think before I've lost the point, and she'll know not to before we move on. And this is the mark of a true genius relationship, in my view. The hours everyone will put in, trust is always there, honesty is always there. The human equilibrium two people can get themselves to, where they really know each other's thought process. They really, really do. And for me, that's absolutely critical. Part of that is also the concept of demand. You know, I know people who religiously want a pay rise every year of X%. Now, if you have a really good relationship with your CEO, I promise you he or she will look after you very well. You might get a pay rise every 3 years. You might get one every 5 years. You might not get one for a while until the business is doing well. But don't ever think not receiving career progression or a pay rise is something that your boss has forgotten. I guarantee you, as important as you are in their life, it's impossible for them to forget your progression. It really, really is impossible. It's just that they're picking the right time for it. And that's where trust on your part in them is critical. They will, sometimes you will experience 5 years worth of a pay rise in one go, because the business is able to afford it. And they were waiting for that moment. But what spoils absolutely everything in that human equilibrium, in my view, and I'm not saying everyone necessarily agree with this, is when the PA starts demanding things. When the PA says, right, I want this many more days a year off. You already work hard enough for the CEO not to be bothered if you're late the odd day. Or I want this much more in the way of a salary or a bonus or whatnot. I guess my view on it is just trust the person in charge. It will come good.